Kraków. Miasto gospodarz Lotto EUROVOLLEY Poland 2017.
Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the CEV European Championship semi-final between Russia and Belgium, live from Krakow. It's going to be a big semi-final with the winners meeting Germany, who have just shocked the competition, coming back dramatically against one of the favourites this whole event, Serbia. Here's some shots of the players arriving earlier. The Russians very relaxed, as they should be. And the underdogs, Belgium, led now by Vitor Heinen. Very experienced coach of the game. Can he upset Russia to play against the team he used to coach, Germany? In your picture, Sam de Roo is the one to look out for Belgium. Not quite as relaxed as the Russians, are they? Can they serve a big upset in this semi-final? It's a European Championship semi-final time between Russia and Belgium, with the winner going forward to meet Germany in the final tomorrow evening. Russia nowadays, without Mazursky, who's decided not to come back to international volleyball, but still ooze class with Mikhailov and Volcic and Bereshko, all played a big part in this Russian regime. Is ranking the captain and the setter for Russia, and Sam de Roo, Belgian youngster who has taken the world by storm since the World Championship in Poland in 2014. Russia very much everybody's favourites for this one, but Belgium, they're coming good, aren't they? Every year progressing, getting better. You'd expect to see Van Dam Drie playing opposite for them, but de Roo, the wing spiker, the captain, is the point scorer, the one to look out for. And Belgium cruised past Italy 21-11, 21, 25, 21, 25-11, 25-13 earlier on in the competition. Russia cruising past a very strong Slovenian team coached by, not longer led by former coach Gianni, who's now gone to Germany and led them to the final of this competition. Russia, since winning the Olympics in 2012, said to not be as strong or as dominant force as they were, but they haven't lost a set for this whole campaign. That to me suggests that they still come packing an almighty punch. Fans are in, probably just recovering from the previous semi-final match where Germany just 2-0 down. They pulled it back to 2-1, and then they faced 2 match points down. They saved them as well, and then they stole it 15-13 in the final set. And for this one, who knows what will happen? Coach Heinen from Belgium saying he doesn't fancy his team winning 3-0, but if they were to win, it would be a 3-2, and that would do for them. He's quite the character, Heinen, who now coaches Friedrichshafen in Germany, coaches Belgium as well. Interesting to see how Belgium deal with the big front line that's Russia. Vlasov, 2 meters 12. Starting in the middle, I'm sure. There's Volkov, 2 meters 1. Outside spiker. Doesn't look like he's doing so much warming up, a little bit of stretching. The heart rate's not getting too crazy there. There's a warmer man. Mikhailov, there's nothing he hasn't seen in this game. He should be starting opposite Grankin tonight, and he should be Russia's main weapon. But let's see what that man in your picture, Sam Daru, has to say about it. Only 25 years of age. Still has a long way to go within his career. He's dynamic, he's stable in the pass, he's very aggressive. Bram and Andrei, the opposite man for Belgium. Well, these teams have met 8 times in competitive matches, and Russia have won them all without dropping a set. That's some statement. There's the squad. You'd expect Peter Verhees to start as well, the number 9. Thomas Osial, the 23-year-old setter, 17. Sorry, to the start as well. And there we have Russia. Vlasov, the middleman, Volcic, they should team up together, as should Grankin, Volkov, Vereshcheko. Should all start with Mikhailov, depending on whether they want to make any changes from the semi-final win that was quite cruisy for the Russians against Slovenia. Slovenia are fast improving in this game as well, in this sport. No longer under Gianni. As we said earlier, he moved to Germany. He's left some legacy of some very, very good athletes behind. The last time these two teams met was the European Games in Azerbaijan in 2015. It was obviously a 3-0 win because Belgium have never won a set off of Russia. But can they, under Hennen now, only take a set but cause a massive upset as well? Belgium are going into unknown territory. They do not want to stop. It's the first time they have qualified for a European Championship semi-final. Their previous best was a 5th. They got very quiet in the international volleyball for a long time, qualifying for the World Champs in 14, and then manoeuvring their way into the Group 1 of World League has set them in good stead. Now they can be feared. Now they're arriving at the big time, and tonight is just another test on that journey. It's Russia against Belgium for a place in the European Championship final against Germany tomorrow evening. As we stand in the stadium for the national anthems. Belgium in their first European Championship semi-final. The question is, can they upset Russia and beat them for the first time to qualify for the final? Russia have won this competition a record 13 times, 7 more than the next prolific country, which is Italy, on 6. They have 21 top 3 finishes. Russia are the favourites for this one on paper. But Belgium, led by Heinen, leaving his post with Germany to come back to his native Belgium and lead the charge to the next Olympics. High fives all around. It's the man in your picture. Russia, one of Belgium's biggest tests within this sport, but can they cause an upset? We're about to find out. Volkov looks like he's starting. Shirts off, ready to come into the play. As we meet our referees. Referee Gorofodos from Greece, backed up by referee Hodon from Slovakia. It's anything like Russia started against Slovenia. Then they'll start with Volkov, Volfic, Vlasov, Grankin. Expect Belgium to go completely full strength. Van Dandry. Here's the first one out. Sam Deroux is coming as well. Yeah, the outside spiker captain. Here's the middle player. And Van der Voorde, number 10. Is Matthias Valkiers as well. This result does start. There you have it. Van der Rij and Valkiers. Valkiers will set. And then Rij opposite. Deroux outside. There's the coach. Heinen as we meet Russia. Let's see, got Grankin all set. No surprise there. Volkov is in 9. Bereshko. 17, the danger man, Maxim Mikhailov. Then opposite, 22, with Martin the libero. So the teams are ready, they're out on court. And if the last semi-final has anything to go by, this is going to be an absolute classic. Mikhailov starting opposite Grankin, the setter. That leaves Volkov and Bereshko outside Vlasov and Volcic in the middle. Klinkov, head coach of Russia, full of experience, full of knowledge. He's going to need to use it all this evening against what I'm going to call a spirited Belgian side, who are going to want to start fast. They're going to want to get out the traps, service pressure, and try and unsettle the Russians, who will be feeling very relaxed and very confident. Grankin is at position 1, but he's not starting there, he's starting at 6. And we're off. Russia with the serve. It's on Deroux. First joy for Grankin, and Russia looks like they're going to potentially go after Sam Deroux. It's a great defense overhand, and then the setter just crunches one through that one position backcourt. So they might go after Deroux. It's the main weapon, so when Deroux's on the front court, Russia might be trying to serve that inside hand and get him slightly out of rhythm. It is Deroux again who's the target. They know that he's important. They go to Van Andre and he's shut down. Big start for Russia. Volkov runs straight to his coach, gives him a high five, and then runs round. Pressure already on Belgium in this one. Huge from Volkov. He's high, his arms are over the net, forming the block. He's balanced in the air. Russian brick wall. Big start for the favourites. Ace. Bereshko started powerfully, but he's also started accurately. And all of a sudden, we've had to call a timeout for Belgium. Hayden again, unwritten coaching rule. You lose 3, you get your team in and you try and problem solve together. Russia will be very, very satisfied. Apologies for anything coming through the stream. It's a tough start for Belgium. Hayden suggesting that they've started tentatively. Would be one way to put it. Lowy Stewart, the libero this time getting caught shorts, not getting his arms on the ball. Anyway, Brezhko really has put Russia into the lead early. Dominance, it's Stewart that passes it, but it's not perfect. It goes to Deroux, who's blocked out as well. Problem for Belgium is that Deroux's had 2 swings, he's not scored. He is their main go-to guy alongside Van den Dry, and at the moment, they have no answer, and we're only 4 points in. Mikhailov, again, there's 3 in the block. Volkov, Volcic, Mikhailov, my mistake. Volkov starting on the outside. It's Vlasov that starts in the middle, getting that confused a bit earlier on in the programme. But Brezhko absolutely firing another one, but it's just long. 4-1. Belgium have got a point on the board. Brezhko will be happy with his start to this game. Now he's going to sit in to position 1. He'll be available on the pipe attack through position 6. That's that back central position. Oh, Belgium had a little bit of luck off the netband. Teams try and serve as close to the netband as they can to take time away from the opposition reception unit. Brezhko this time filling in with defense, diving around to the right-hand side, and that's a mighty blow. It's a phenomenal chase from Thomas Rizal, young opposite player, but Grankin flipping the ball to the outside. Volkov doing damage. Carl, not the only one who could have done damage if Musial's landing would have landed on the bench. He would have been in some sort of danger of suffering an injury. 5-1. Deroux, once again the service target. We've seen that a lot. He then doesn't side out for the 3rd time. Goes back to the outside where Belgium have to tip. Big unit, Russia. Big players all over. There goes out. This time hits through the 10. He's getting talked to from Hayden, who's not happy with his opposite player, but he will be happy that he scored. Sorry, it's Deroux from the right side. My mistake. Mikhailov just so heavy, body weight going through the ball, staying relaxed, staying smooth. And then Deroux just with a bit of a quicker arm, snapping it back angle. Mikhailov all day. Just one of the 2012 gold medal winning team for Russia. Haven't dropped a set all competition, this Russian team. Only finished 6th in the World League this year, fielding a slightly younger team. They lost to France, Serbia and the USA. Mikhailov has pushed out the way. They feed the middle, Russia, that's huge. Steep, nothing the Belgian block can do about that one. Vlasov has commanded respect early on in this game for Russia. 7-2 they lead, 1 to the technical timeouts. Belgium are already chasing this game very, very hard. Mikhailov with the serve. Unbelievable from Mikhailov. Tosses the ball high, gets his feet chasing after the ball, and hammers the ball home for an ace for Russia. His body going through the ball on the landing again. His arm coming across his body. Deroux is a phenomenal passer of a ball, but that's too fast. It's travelling away from him all the time. 8-2, one-way traffic. Russia in charge. Let's listen in.
Als wij niet uitvoeren wat we kunnen, hebben we geen kans. En dan voeren we niks uit. Dan beginnen we alles te doen. Ruchamy! A sam zemyśleć super. Janek, rzut
Not happy. Hannon suggesting maybe they're not being aggressive enough still. They have weapons in their armoury, Belgium. It's just whether they can cause this Russian side problems for long enough. Martin again for the better, and that ball hits the netband, just staying very still and then reacting to where the ball goes. Gets pancaked underneath the ball, flat hand. Volkov. You'd never think that was in the first 5 points of a semi-final. Just shows how much it means to this Russian team. Said by many that they're not as strong anymore, that they're tailoring away after winning an epic final in 2012 in London in the Olympics. But I have a feeling with Russia, they always come back, don't they? Mikhailov. More big serves. Zhao's dig from 6 means, oh wow, they used the pipe, phenomenal from Russia. So fast through that back row attack. Middle comes flying through for the Russians. Brezhko, what a unit. No block from Belgium. All the back row can do is sit there and wait for the onslaughts. Don't forget, Brezhko dug that from the baseline as well. Discipline and getting into position. Getting your tempo for your attack. Joy for Thomas Rizal. Mateus, like his setting, using his opposite man. There is no Drew on court at the moment. 6-point game, all Russia. Mikhailov looking for the decision. It's given his way. This could be a challenge, maybe. Potentially from Belgium. Let's wait and see. Mikhailov again, just so high. Opens up so well. The point is Russians. Just goes right the way through the ball. Volkov. Surely Russia have got this first set in the bag already. Volkov now, the pressure is well off of them, so the service pressure is again high. Mikhailov this time showing that he's not all about power. He can turn and get after the ball, agile. Dives off to his right. He's asking for the sweat to be cleared off the floor. That would be much appreciated for everybody around the court. Grankin, not the tallest. 32-year-old, plays his volleyball as club volleyball in Moscow. Zhao starting to find rhythm. 2 kills in a row from the youngster from Belgium. Wow. Sometimes what you see when a team is out of system is that they slow the ball down in the setting, but not this time from Grankin. He still flips it out to Berezhko, who they know he's not going to be completely in rhythm, but he does know he's working the block so hard and he can go through it. Very, very good from Russia. Still playing quick offense when you're 4 or 5 meters off the net. It's not a bad reply though, is it, from Xiao? We've seen him pound the ball angle, we've seen him go to the line. This time he stays high, and he knows that he's got the height advantage over Grankin, so he's just going to go over the top of the block, make the most of that. 2 meters tall almost. Serving to 1, that makes it difficult for the setter to get the ball to 4. He does try and go to 4 as every other option is almost out. Grankin gets a second chance, goes to the middle. Unreal. Again, Grankin is finding all of his options at a good tempo from everywhere on court. That's why this Russian team are undefeated so far. It's not an easy set. Lovic will be very happy that his setter helped him look so good. Grankin, who has been faultless so far, fires 1 long. But comfortable for Russia. It's a shame when Daru is under so much pressure early on in the game that he's off the court. Francois Cat was his replacement. They are growing, Belgium, aren't they? There's a challenging process. They are growing. They're starting to serve better, and as we saw in the previous semi-finals, so much of it is about service pressure, getting the opposition out of system, either serving an ace or just getting out of system and raising the chance of you getting a block or a defense. And looking around. No touch on the net, that's for sure. Oh, it looks good middle blocking. Look at the finishing position. Hands are right over the net into the opposing team's court, suggesting if the ball did hit the lock, it would not be coming back. Better from Belgium. Van der Voorde. Libero is getting a lot of ball in this in the service receive for Russia, isn't he? Martinique is in high percentages of the ball. Grankin finds Mikhailov one-on-one, and if there's one man you do not want to leave one-on-one on the outside, it is that man, Mikhailov. 13-7. Brejko misses out on the party, but he did do the business in the opening stages of the set. Mateus Valkias with the serve. Oh, now they're out of system. Chance for Belgium. No. Smart play from Volkov, wrapping the ball high to the line. Martinique, to be fair to Martinique, he does well just to get a hand on it. Full stretch to the left-hand side. Great recovery setting from Russia. 16 is in on the tip. Looking for the tip over the block. That means there's a big hole in the line. Russia know that already. They've done their homework. Easy points. Another mistake for Russia. 1 point to the technical timeout. Russia 15-8. This Belgian team have never taken a set from Russia. Can they do it tonight? Not at the moment. Volfic. All at sea again, Belgium. Grankin's got a few obstacles he's got to get out the way before he can set it. Tries to go very quick back to the opposite player. Keep the block on their toes, but wasn't even high enough for Mikhailovic to tip the ball into court. Love watching Mikhailovic. The cat. Wow, Mikhailovic tried to tip the previous one. It wasn't in the slot. He couldn't attack it, but that one he just unleashed on. And Russia are cruising here at the technical timeout. Hayden says there's nothing you can do about that. Russia leads 16-9. Let's have a listen in to what's being said in the timeouts. Russia happy, Belgium building. They have to build now for the next set. Surely there's not enough time for them to establish themselves in this set, but they could do a lot of work within their serving, their passing, their spiking, their defense to establish a little bit of confidence to help them going into the second. So look at some highlights. That was Xiao going high off the hands. Sliding his hand underneath the ball. And that man Mikhailov is just so impressive, isn't he? Experienced, athletic, absolute machine. It's that man to serve. ace from Mikhailov. He's just doing it all himself in the block, in offense from position 2. He's commanding the game down to 10 when he gets a chance. And now from the baseline again, Mikhailov. 29-year-old is flying here. And again, 2 aces in a row from the Russian opposite. No chance here for Belgium when Russia are in this form. The cat to the left-hand side, the ball gets past him when he tries to get his arms on the ball. And when that ball's already past you, it's very difficult to create a platform and an angle towards the setter. Better, that one's in front of him, it's a much better solid platform. Raziel comes in and just hits sharp angle, takes a touch and out. More calmness from Heinen. Sorry, that did go out, it didn't take a touch. The ball sometimes travels so fast you don't get to have a look. Timeout called though. Already too little too late for Belgium, but maybe some reorganisation, maybe something to spur his team on, otherwise this one could be over quickly. 4 in a row for Russia.
Ja, en dan hetzelfde, kijk, als wij de punten, we gaan die set niet winnen, maar als we niet deze set terug gaan volleyballen, gaan we volgens niet volleyballen. Dus we moeten geen fouten maken. Ja, terug eerst het spel van de jongens, dan scoren we iets naar uit.
Some sort of comparison from volleyball to beach volleyball in there. He's talking about tempo maybe. Talking of volleyball, Gert van Molle started on the bench for Belgium. His twin brother took a 4th at Europeans on the beach this year. Belgium very much growing in both forms of the game at the moment. Oh, touch off the block potentially. There's a big celebration from Russia. Volkov takes another point. 29. The Russians are ruthless, they're relentless, and there is no coming back for Belgium at this moment within this set. It's quick to the outside. Touch off the right hand. Here is the man that we were just talking about, Mola. Double substitution. The setter and the opposite come off because the setter's on the front court. They replace the setter for an opposite blocker. The opposite blocker on the back court comes off for a setter. So now Belgium still have 3 attacking on the front court, but also 3 blocking as well. Good substitution. The pause in the game helps put Mikhailov off of this very nice service run that he's on. 10-point game. They need a small miracle here, Belgium. Triplikov. The Russian coach will be happy. Vahiz is out. Van Herten is in. Serving substitution, service specialist. God, it's almost like looks like a toss of a jump spin serve with the contact of a float. Ball's moving fast, it's moving everywhere. Goes to Rasu, there's 3 in the block for Belgium, but he's really starting to come alive, isn't he? The opposite, that's multiple points for him now on the right side and on the left. Interesting serve this, tosses it quite high. The higher the ball goes up in the air, the faster it comes down, adding more weight to it. It's quite a whippy contact to the ball, error on the outside from Russia, poor volleyball from them. Slightly over-rotating, Volkov sending that one down to the sideline. Maybe Belgium's best run of this first set. Good serving substitution. Passes on the money, so they can use the middle. They do use the middle, and they score. Which are so impressed again with Grankins. Good feet. Russia are just bullies at the net. Vlasov scores the last one. Volkov fires another cannon. Between Stewart and the Cat. We've seen that a lot, haven't we? Good teams, world-class teams, serve extraordinarily well, and that is exactly how Russia have started. Pace off the ball this time, chance to side out. Rizal, does he miss out? No, he doesn't. This time he scores with that sharp one. His feet are aggressive, he gets to the ball, he opens up nicely, he steers the ball on the angle. Makes that look easy, impressive on the left side. Rizal. This time, Barmola serves into the net. That might be the last we see of him for a moment. Substitutions come back in. So it is a substitution for Russia. Vlasov is out. Zigulov is in to serve. Two will do it. Maybe this is the calm before the storm. Maybe the best is yet to come of this second semi-final. Service error from the left-handed Zigulov, and I think that's the last we're going to see of him for the moment. Oh, they're challenging it, Russia. This fascinates me. It's typical of the Russian mentality that they're cruising, and it's challenge accepted. Fair play for staying and challenging. A lot of countries with a 10, or teams with a 10-point lead, they would have just let Belgium have that and then gone back to to pass and try and score, but the specialist server has come on, done his job. 24-13, set point. Oh, two in a row, brings the first set to Russia. That sums this first set up for Belgium. Just bullied off the court, Zigulov. The left-hander draws one to the middle of the baseline. Oh, now it's Belgium's turn to challenge. Therefore, that one was out. There you go. Getting all excited here for nothing. Smiles all around. Even from my commentary position, it looked like that one was in and the previous one was out, but when you hit the ball as hard as Zigulov, it's difficult to tell. Shows the importance of the challenge system and what a great effect it's had on the game on the most part. Daru's come back in. Doesn't look overly happy, does he, Mr. Daru? They need a big push here, the Dragons. 10 big pushes just to stay in the set. There you go, service error from Rizal. Steals, well, deflates maybe the Belgium team as they go down 25-14 in just 25 minutes. But Russia have been brutal in their pursuit of a place in the final. They've served well. Grankin has just run the game from the setting position, set difficult options successfully, put Belgium under all sorts of danger. There you go, 1-0, 6 aces from Russia. It's outstanding. 13 attacks. We made a lot of digs as well, but 6 aces in one set shows that the world-class teams really do bring the heat from the baseline. Just having a look on the replays and watching the setter from Russia, phenomenal. Good feet, great hands. Really does get into a position every time to sell every option that's available to him. And for Belgium, maybe it's the occasion. Maybe they're a good enough team. They beat Italy, albeit Italy without Zaitsev, but they still beat Italy 3-0, and they just haven't shown up yet. But we saw it with Germany in the previous game, didn't we? Germany went 2-0 down to Serbia. It looked like Serbia had it in the bag, and all of a sudden Germany's men just absolutely crushed it. Started serving well. Camper halfway through that third set just got on a run of 6 serves in a row, and it completely changed the context of the game. Now Belgium needs something as well. Darus does start again, the number 3 for the Red Dragons. Mikhailov is in as well for Russia. That's good. Always good entertainment. 6 is sitting pretty high for that middle attack, and they do defend it overhand. And right. Makes the first point. Better start in the second than the first for Belgium, but can they back it up from the baseline? That's the question we're going to have to see. We're going to have to see this Russian team under pressure too far. Great chase, though. Maybe a little bit of burn on the body. Animated again. Vital Heinen. Liberi is a target. That's phenomenal work from both Liberis, actually, the pass, and then from Stura as well. Back to the outside twice in a row. Volkov and Grankin are teaming up beautifully. They gave him a little bit of line and he took it. Blockers stacked towards the line here. That's why they're serving to Daru. And he is left one-on-one. The passer did his job, the setter did his job, but Volkov, after killing the last one, jumps in and grabs a block on the Belgium danger man. He's not had a great start. Starts on the line and drops his hands in on the angle. Takes it away from him at the last moment. It's been Volkov's set so far, isn't it? Again, they're all stacking on Daru. Liberi's in because Daru has pushed out the pass. Quick plays, again, too quick for Belgium. Mikhailov and Grankin have this relationship, as Grankin does with all of his hitters. When they're slightly out of system, he just keeps them quick. Trying to dictate the middle blocker and give his hitters more chance of scoring through the block. Smiles for Daru, not seen that so much this evening. Again, they're stacking the block Daru's side. Daru again, he's got 2 in the block, well, 1 in the block, sort of, as Vlasov is super, super late. Hammers again from the baseline, this time from Belgium. Rizu on the outside is Doug. More quick plays to Mikhailov, the overset, and it's that man yet again, Volkov, that's causing destruction. No smiles from Belgium because they're already a couple down in this second, and they know what a pummeling they took in the first. Jura is back in to try and command the middle of this three-man Belgium passing unit. That are not passing too bad within the opening stage of the second set, but Russia are just too good. Oh, that one's almost ended up in another time zone from Mikhailov. Unbelievable. Grankin. Yet again, it's difficult for the Russian middle to hold the Belgian middle in the block. Van der Voorde does wait, and then he looks. See, his first step sends him towards the two-man. The quick set to the outside. It's too quick for the Belgian middle blocker. It's exemplary stuff from Grankin, just even when they're out of system, throwing the ball wide, because he can really put the ball on his sixpence with every set. The repasses well out of system. Belgium do go very high, that's the difference right there, but they do find joy going off the block all the same. You see in that same situation, maybe not quite as out of system or that far off the net, the Russian will still keep speed on the ball to try and dictate the opposition. Belgium, they're looking for a bit more stability out at the wings by just setting the ball a little higher. Errors keeps the 2-point game. Vlasov. Oh. Bam. Bam. Dendrai has just given Russia something to think about. Big blow down the line. Very much in the style of Mikhailov, his opposing opposite player. Set's a little bit more interesting, isn't it? Big play. Martiniuk just scrambles in, tracks the ball well, throws his shoulders underneath the ball to get his arms on it. It's good for Grankin. Makes his life easy as the setter to find his big middleman. Vlasov at 2m12. Sorry, getting my middles mixed up, it was Volcic. Drew. That's the man that we all know on the outside. Quick, fast, agile, quick arm, through the block. Easy. Good setting. It's good work from the reception, getting them in one-on-one on the outside. Free ball for Russia. This really should go their way. Grankin just runs it back to the opposite. Reshka hitting from that opposite position, position 2. So rotation takes him that side. We're at the technical timeout, first one. And Russia, after storming the first 25-14, it's not quite all their own way in this second, but they still lead by 2.
Maar je moet de bloksbal slaan, snap je? Slaan vooruit, pak je verantwoordelijkheid en gaat. Dat is niets meer aan. Iedereen moet zijn verantwoordelijkheid pakken. Jij ook, die jumps over het midden. Ja.
Volkov, top scorer, more than Mikhailov. This who for Belgium has been impressive. Guru is coming to the party as well, as you can see in your screen. You're going to need need to up it again, though, Belgium, if they're going to want to win their first set ever against Russia. Belgium go back to Bam. Van den Dry, he tries to hit the same angle, the seam of the court, but this time there's a Russian wall waiting for them, hunting in packs of 3, the Russian blockers. They're looking for a challenge here, and again, from where I'm sat, it looked like it was long. Brejko is arguing the toss. But can you believe it? For the 3rd time this evening, the same issue. It's been called wrong and then challenged, and it's correct. And all 3 times, I too agreed with the referee and would have got them all wrong. Timeout called. Brejko is an absolute threat from the baseline. Got 3 in a row at the start of the first set. And now look again, he's in the same stage, the same mood, isn't he? He's got 2 in a row. And both times his serving has just opened the gap between Russia and Belgium.
We serveren goed moeten onthouden waarom Simon en Simon weet. Opposite backrow, Volkov daar zijn we Volkov. Je bent ja, al van die, het zijn kleine zaken hè. Als we die uitvoeren, Sam tussen zijn handen. Jij die bal daar.
And trying desperately to stop Volkov, who's been in good form, isn't he? Top scorer. Walk in the park for Volkov this evening. And Brejko, who has made the majority of his points from behind the service line. Rossial puts the ball in a beautiful position. We'll see top-class teams use the pipe attack when they're perfectly in system. They'll be relying on their middle player to take the blocker of the other team and then leave. There you go. He was very patient, Volvic, but not patient enough to see Rossial steam through the pipe and score. Mikhailov doing what he does best, just scoring. Just scoring points. It's quick, rushes the block to get into good positions. Rankin is always dictating the opposition block with the speed that he's playing at. It's beautiful to watch. No middle available. The first time we've seen that from Russia. Mandry this time goes through. Vlasov. Amorla is introduced yet again. Rest of Van den Dry. It's coming in to the front court. He goes to position 2. The break in play disrupts Daru potentially, and he can only find the net. So 4-point game. Russia certainly look like the favourites to join Germany in the final. It should be a great contest. Many people thought it'd be Russia-Serbia, but no. Germany battled hard, didn't they, from 2-0 down to come back and beat Serbia in an absolute epic that'll be remembered forever. Hayes running the block to the left, keeping the ball going that way, making the blocker chase him. Now he has a chance to serve. Belgium will want to be intact at the next timeout at 16. They need to try and get back within 1 or 2. Here's a chance. Overset is not dealt with from Van der Voorde. Van Moorle, the lefty. Awkward arm swing, he's a little bit early. They're chasing the decision, Belgium, and they get it. No drama from Russia. I think they all agree that the ball touched the floor. Always close when you go for a pancake. We're going to have a better view here. Deflection off the block made it very difficult to play defense. And there you go. Clear to see. Almost dug on the half volley. Can Belgium stay in touch at the timeout at 16 points? Oh, not if Breshko comes storming through like that. Again in system, teams using the pipe. From Vorder. Jumping sideways at the net, leaving the angle open for the pipe attack. Kluger comes in. Great job thus far from Breshko. It's been a brute from the baseline, Breshko. Beautiful passing from Deru. Got Van Waller. Second time in a row. First time he's blocked. Continuation. Second time he fires long. So it's important for Belgium to be in touch at the next timeout at 16. They're relaxed in the passing unit. Stay together. Stu is out of system. Van Waller is the option that Belgium take again, but he can't score for the third time in a row. Razu only finds the net, 15-10. Service pressure, once again from Russia, is frightening. They can just pull away in an instant. Something that Hayden would not have wanted to have done is call a timeout then. He would have wanted to save it because at the next point Russia win, there's a timeout anyway. But he had to call it early because he needs to slow the game down.
Voor de rest receptie, wie pak je dat? Dat is Louis. Louis, hetzelfde verhaal. Probeer ballen. Als die niet goed zijn, wat moet je dan doen? Dan moet je ballen omhoog doen. Niet proberen perfect te zijn, laat die anderen doen. Ballen omhoog kunnen spelen.
Saying something about the reception, I can only assume what's being said, but Volkov, there's a man. 6 attack, 3 blocks, 1 ace. He's passing pretty good percentages as well, Albert. He's having a very good evening. Sits deep on the defense at 6, tees up Mikhailov. They just keep plugging away Russia. Belgium are hanging on in every point to stay in touch. Great work, good discipline on the backcourt. We go to the technical timeout, and it's Russia that not only lead 1-0, they lead 16-10 in this second as well.
Speel ons spel nog lang niet. Nog lang niet. Er waren een paar gooien. Die bal goed geslagen, Thomas. Goed geslagen. Goed op net gedoet. We hebben bijna eruit. We doen kleine stukjes van het goed spel. Maar het gaat niet voor scorebord, jongens. Maak die fout niet. We spelen te veel. Laat die punten lopen. Ons spel. Daar gaat het over. Hoe spelen wij volleybal? Dat herhalen.
Stern, isn't it? You can't quite understand what he's saying in this yet from Belgium, but it's the tone. He's not very happy. Error counts the same. But Mikhailov and co, the service pressure from Russia has put the Belgian passing unit under so much pressure. Valkyrs cannot use his options. He's struggling to spray the ball around as he would like. Makes life easy for Russia, but credit where credit's due. It's because of the way that they're serving. It's the way that they play their block defense. Grankin runs the game fast. He's expressive. Even runs it quick when they're out of system. It's been tough for Belgium, but they've got to stay with it. It's a great finishing position. Look at how even the hands are just outside the shoulder line. Everything's pointing back into the court from Volkov. Huge. More aces from Russia. Volkov looks to the stand, puts hand on his ear because he knows he is running this show. This is his game. Man who plays for Europa has got the superstar from Belgium subbed off again. Klinkenberg comes in just to try and slow this persistent pressure down. It's a lower toss serve, and that's smart from Volkov. He knows he doesn't just have to make a mistake. He's cruising. He's got it under control, but hello, Belgium. That's what you need. Big blocking from Van der Voorde. He's quick, he's imposing, and his finishing the block is strong. That's better. But they need to back it up from the baseline. They need to get aces, and they need to try and get underneath the skin of Russia. Not yet, but that's better again. 2 in a row for Belgium. Taking their opportunities. Valkyrs, the setter, turning, pounding, perfect. Poker face from coach Shaplinnikov. What a pass. The block is good. 3 in a row from Belgium. This is better from them. Exemplary pass. Was a little bit in awe with how that ball came right the way across the body. Relaxed, but firm platform. Put the ball in a spot for Grankin in that time. The middle ball has worked so well for Russia, but Van der Voorde, having made a point previously with a kill of the overpass, just jumps in and takes the ball away from Russia. Oh, this time, lesson learned. Vlasov didn't like being blocked out. Last time, Grankin says, here you go, have another go. And instead of going to position 1, he gets round the ball and snaps it back to position 5. Smiles all round from Van der Voorde. He knows he's just been schooled after getting the block the previous time. Personal battle at the net, typical with Russia. Just wanting to have the last laugh. Lucialdo's great. Grankin just, they know, Belgium, that with most teams the setter is not your strongest, highest or most physical blocker. There's always going to be chances to go over or off. This is a very good decision. Good job for Belgium. Again, after a sloppy spell, they're playing some good ball here. Grankin this time to the outside. Interesting from Grankin. His middleman got blocked out. He went back to him straight away. They scored the point, and you're straight back in Van der Voorde's head, not knowing where he wants to go. He has to commit with the middle when the ball's good. He knows where he's going there, though. The Belgian middle. He's on time, he's high, he's heavy. Suffer that. 19-15, there's a little bit of trading going on here. Quick, low, aggressive. Better this from Belgium, isn't it? Just can't give Russia too many chances. Substitute Igor Kolika getting stuffed out the first time, but luckily he was backed up by a well-organised, disciplined cover unit. 2015. Gert van Moorle. Unorthodox, to say the least, wasn't it? That he wasn't at the top of his jump. His arm was not super smooth. His body weight wasn't going through the ball. He just jumped straight up and his arm through there. It was almost on the way down, but that caused problems in the blocking timing and also in defense. Effective to be awkward in this sport. No way. Grankin has just again pulled out a phenomenal set. The link he has with his middle players, obviously world class, but he's well off the net there. Gets his body around the ball and just flips it in the path of the middle player, as much as he's a little bit annoyed with himself there. So that was really the play that nobody expected yet again from Grankin. Oh, combination time, I think, from Raziel. Let's have another look. Yeah, a little crossover, lovely. Good combination, again, playing with the blockers. Middle going up first tempo. Raziel coming through on the second, just beating the blockers for speed. Oh, it's a middleman's game out there at the moment. Showboating. Lasov scoring points for fun. Heinen again annoyed with the angles that are being hit by the Russians. Obviously part of the game plan. They know they can get to this Belgium team through the middle. Service pressure is relentless again. Oh, just feel that this Belgian team just getting pushed against the wall, and they can't get off, they can't get out of this situation. They're getting bullied from the baseline or in the block, or Grankin just running the ball around like the experienced world-class pro that he is. Then you get back and you think you've got a rest, but you've got Mikhailov serving at you like this. So another big serve, another misplaced pass. Lasov does not need asking twice to thud that one into the floor. Mikhailov is too hot to handle here in Krakow. Good example to any young player trying to jump serve the big toss into the court. Peak of the ball, go and chase after it, and get your arm through it. More errors, Gert Van Moorle. There you go, second set, 25-17. Mikhailov phenomenal through there, throughout the tail end of that set. Oh, we have a challenge. Of course we do. Berezko has been robust as well back there, hasn't he, on the baseline serving. They're serving tough with power, taking time away from the opposition to get in position to pass the ball, but they're also serving so accurate away from the arms. No touch given. 2-0 Russia. 25-14, 25-17. Both sets in very, very quick time. It's all one-way traffic here in Krakow, but it was in the previous semi-final when Serbia went 2-0 up against Germany. Germany came back in that one to win 3-2. Let's see if lightning strikes twice here in Poland. Equal attacks, 2 more aces from Russia, more opposition errors. 2 blocks each, more bigs for Belgium. As you set 2 statistics, they're going to have to change in the third. Belgium haven't really got out of first gear. Some of it could be because it's a big occasion for them on the big stage, but credit to Russia, they haven't allowed them to get going. Volkov, outstanding. Mikhailov, amazing again. Thomas Rosal has been very, very consistent for Belgium. Van Dry has had moments, shall we say. Sandro has not had the game that Belgium would have wanted him to take control of if they were going to have a real chance against this Russian team. Volkov at the top of all the stats. It's been effective from the baseline, out at 4, he's won 2 spikes through the pipe. Very, very good performance so far. Some highlights of what's been a one-sided game thus far. Doesn't mean that that's the way that it's going to stay. At the moment, you just don't see a way back in it, do you, for Belgium? But that being said, if you were watching the game previously here in Krakow, then you may have suggested that Germany didn't have a chance either against Serbia after going 2-0 down, but Gianni led the troops back to a 3-2 classic victory over the Serbians. Mikhailov, Volkov, Grankin, Vlasov, Grushko, Volvic. they're all playing very well. And maybe if it was just one player leading the charge, there you go, 25-14, 25-17, scores. If it was just one of them playing very well, it might be easy to stop them, serve to a different area, change a block defense around, but they just have no answer because they're just oozing quality and success, the Russians, and they know now, Belgium, that if they don't get off to a good start, then they're in trouble. But is there a twist in this semi-final? Is there a twist in the tail? Rankin with the serve. He's going to go and sit into position one. Out of system straight away. Daru from out of town. No way. Rankin has just flipped that one to the opposite. On a really acute angle at a very quick speed. Chance though for Belgium off the block. Six does well to read that in defense. And Mihailov just tips the ball into the open space. Six player for Belgium just swinging on the angle, I think there. As you'll see. Ah, it's off the block. What am I talking about? Completely the right thing there. Chow, and the ball took a deflection on the way through. Rankin. Out of system, surely the middle's not in the game. That's not two in the block for Russia. Still just enough room on the angle to squeeze the ball through for Daru. The crowd are getting a bit louder, trying to get behind the Red Dragons throughout this early stages of the third. Nice, Mikhailov this time hitting on the outside. Igor Kriga stays in. He's serving, he's just sitting in at 6. Playing outside. Touch of the block, hands up saying no touch, actually, from Mikhailov. 2 in a row. They need to find the floor here, Belgium, that's for sure. Look, just serves, sitting very high up the court, actually, and then takes a step back, the 6-man. Sloppy from Belgium, and already it's Bam dry. Already you sense that they're gone, they've checked out of this fixture, and they'll be playing for bronze tomorrow. This time the set's too close to the net. Russia go after the ball. Second chance on the outside. Clever, clever stuff from Volkov again. Did well in the block to slow the game down. But then when he's set, he's on the turn. He just knows that Van Dry is the last one to get across. He's got the furthest distance to cover. Turns, slows his arm down a little bit, and goes through the block of the Belgium number 9. Timeout already, not the first time that we have seen Belgium call a timeout in the early stages of a set. Nothing a coach dislikes more than having to call a really early timeout. Fans are still having a great time. It's a great occasion for Belgium. Oh, knuckle, I think, of Rankin keeps that one alive, just gets underneath the ball and plucks it from nowhere. Rare moment of frustration for the star man. Just sets Hollywood ball after Hollywood ball. Daru with a point to his name in this set. Now he has to go back behind the service line and see if he can just do something to this Russian passing unit that's going to try and break them down. No, he's not. It's good enough. Great setting again from Grankin. Just puts the ball maybe 8.5 meters there, but Volkov is on time. It's a hefty blow again for Belgium, and even when they're slightly out of system, they've just got a setter in Grankin who can just get them out of all sorts of trouble. Gets his feet behind the ball, which is great from the setter. Still leaves his wing spiker with just one block to contest him. Familiar scenes here. Volkic's time catching Stewart very late, sorry, very high in the pass. Sorry, it's Rubin's my mistake in the pass. To try and create space in your armpits and trap the ball back. He steps across it, gets caught high, and the ball disappears. Deroux's out again, something we've seen the captain, just facial expression says everything. Not happy, not content. He would want to be dictating this game or feeling like he's right in there, but he's not. He's not scored enough points for Belgium of what he would have liked. Grankin again, no way. Just sells to everyone that he's throwing the ball out to 4 and then flips it back to the opposite position. Star man, Mikhailov, just goes to town again. Russia again come in to this technical timeout. 8 points to 2.
Kijk, opstaan moet eerst iedereen voor zichzelf. Eerst met iedereen en dan kan je als ploeg gaan werken. Ja, dat zijn 2 elementen, maar dan moet je echt zelf beginnen met iedereen. Ja, waarom blijft van de rest dan op vloot? Dus. Hey, go! Come on, here you run.
They're trying to fire up the furnace, aren't they? Belgium. They just haven't been able to get out of first gear. They've been pinned back. Volkov, main man. It's been part of that, but it's been a team effort that's... They've just been a different class, Russia, in every aspect. Serving, the way that the setters run the game, because the passing unit has been stronger from the Russians. It's in such a high airspace, Mikhailov. Such a threat. 3 blockers stacking over. Regardless, doesn't matter where the blockers are. Stacking when you serve in the net. Rare error from Russia. They haven't really committed loads. Change again. Van den Dries back on. Antival is too late with making his approach from the bench, so he's sent his marching orders back to the corner, where a lot of the substitutions will spend their time is not on the bench, it'll be stood in the corner. Whoa, there we go. Russia are back doing what Russia do best, just toying with teams. Vlasov's just on time. Because of the play, the Russians know that Belgium are going to leave that cross-court swing open without a block because they're always chasing the play. Easy. Grankin loves it. Last time we saw that, we saw Grankin kill the ball. This time, he just hammers the ball into the big block. Van der Voorde. You find with setters sometimes that when they get the chance to hit, it all gets a little bit too exciting for them, even at this level. Oh, fast. Unbelievable. Grankin again, almost from 7 meters. Just gets round the ball, flicks it out at a great tempo. And the margin of error for a setter when you're that far off the net is... it's crazy from Russia and Grankin. He just puts the ball on the spot every single time his team needs him to. 10-4, surely. No way back now for Belgium. Maybe they'll have some moments of joy though. There's one off the block and out the sideline. But this Russian performance this evening is just... it's not surprising because we all know how capable they are of it, but just haven't let Belgium get started, have they? better though. They get a chance to get 3 in. The cat gets involved into the blocking scenes. You find as 3 will come in the block when the pass is off the net, so there's more time. The setter has to chase after the ball and set the ball higher, wider, with more time on it. Time that allows Belgium to get 3 in the block. Good passing. There's not 3 in the block this time because the pass is exemplary, but there is a great bit of defense from Belgium. It's another chance though for Russia. Should take it. Left-handed cut shot. Poor. Mola, southpaw with a thud on the 10 ball. Quite a straight approach, just whips it back angle. Maybe Belgium have got a little bit more here. Maybe they can give a bit more. Poor spiking after an unbelievable pass from Liberi, full stretch from Martinique on the left-hand side to just get the ball in. Frustration, you could just see from Kaluka, the outside player from Russia. As soon as that block from his teammates went down, he was still frustrated with himself for the tip that didn't lead to a point for Russia. That's how relentless they are, the Russians. They expect the side out every single ball. Smuggled through, more joy. It's getting better, isn't he, Van Boer, as this game goes on. The last couple of sets, he's been pretty effective through that middle channel. Kovic is no mug in world volleyball. Starting to come alive in that duel between the 2 middlemen. The Hayes is in, Van Velde is out. He's still just in touch. Great passing. It's very difficult for a passer to get the ball back in front of the setter from that angle across the body. Makes the life of Grankin very easy just to set the ball back. Fortunately for Grankin, backup service long. Still in charge. As we said in the previous set, Belgium will want to be in touch at the next timeout at 16 points. Still a long way back for them against a Russian team in this kind of form, but if they can pick up a couple now, they're going to still feel like they have a chance. But no, this is the problem. They just side out so cleanly. Mikhailov last time, Volkov this time. Belgium are not even having a chance to transition at the moment. Middleman does his job, it's good timing, gives a chance to Volkov to come steaming through on the pipe attack, take full advantage. There's just no stopping. Great return though, great reply from Belgium. You see how that's exemplary stuff too. Pretty soft serve into the comfort zone of the libero. Not the fastest serve. Mikhailov still made the read and tried to get in the face of the spiker, but too late. Huge middleman back in the game. Always key to just keep the middle players interested. Keeps the block. And the other side interested in the middle hitter as well. Teams that don't use the middle are punished in all forms, sorry, all levels of volleyball, but especially this form. Good Grankin just popping the ball up 6. Mikhailov chewed off the block and out. One-way traffic is starting again. Russia need 1 to go into the second technical, in charge by 6. Mikhailov is just an absolute weapon of this game, a legend. Still so much to give. Oh, roundhouse on the left side. Volkov, Mikhailov the second time, and in the end the Russian block do send Russia into the technical timeout. 6 points in charge. Looks like this one is heading for a 3-0 finish, and if Russia hadn't already sent a message in this competition, Germany will be watching this thinking, what have we got ourselves into tomorrow evening? This Russian team won this competition more than any other team 13 times. They're looking to win it for the 14th. All teams are coming into this Final Four undefeated. Russia haven't lost a set. They have been relentless, ruthless, and you can see why yourselves this evening. They have been phenomenal. Belgium was the only team to play 2 tie breaks within the pool phase as well. They were pushed quite hard. It's good for Belgium this. They're going to be joint hosts of the next European Championships, and they're pushing in the right direction. Considering where they were, they really are going great places. This has been a little bit too far for them this evening. They managed a 10th at the European Championships 2 years ago, and now they're in the top 4. Look at that for growth. Oh, defense. Huge transition play. Whether he scores or not, irrelevant from Volkov, because he's just parked and absorbed that defense. There's a round of applause because everybody knows how phenomenal that was. And he's always hitting that ball away. Due to the speed that the Russians play, I think he's going to take the ball in the optimal spot in the hitting window. 17-11, another error. Crowd getting stuck in with the referee's actions. Blowing the whistle, waving the arm as Mikhailov fires up again for Russia. Not long now. Surely it's just a matter of time. Volkov winning at life again in the block. Ozil firing long. 18-11, approaching quite straight, firing 2 or 3 meters too far, trying to, I think, go off the block of Grankin, the smaller blocker. It's too high even for the Russian setter. Grankin is on the front court, means Mikhailov is obviously serving. It's another high toss, powerful jump serve from the Russian. Well out of system, no middle again this time. Gert van Waller, his time to make an error. The wheels are well and truly falling off of this Belgium attempt at making their first final. They will be playing for bronze, we're almost sure of it, against another very good Serbian team. They're going to have to even raise their game for that tomorrow. Mikhailov, an absolute monster. Ozil passes tight, should be another one. Just teamwork making the dream work. Vlasov this time just tidying up the scraps. Not quite sure what's going on. They've just got in each other's way a little bit. All landed finally on his ankle, not, hopefully not too bad. Rosia's out, Van Hertem is in. 5 will do it. Good passing from Van Herten, that's nice. Doesn't matter, does it? You can pass as well as you like, Belgium, because once you get the ball into a good zone at 2.5 or 3, you still have to beat the Russian block. And that's Volkov doing what he's done all night, and that is terrorized the opposition. Spiking, serving, and blocking. Exemplary stuff from the Russian number 7. Well, there's a challenge for a net touch. Don't think he's anywhere near, do you? Mikhailov on an absolute run of form here from the baseline. 4 will do it. Not quite sure how many he's served in a row, but it's been a lot. And there's another one. More scraps tidied up from Volkov. More overpassing from Belgium, who are just giving up here. They want to get off the court as soon as possible. When the team are going through a run of points like this, the court just feels like it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and you just want to get off. Off the net again, interesting, no middle. To the outside, this time they do scramble the ball through the block, and you can just see by the celebrations. Heavy hand slaps from Belgium. Van Herten just like, yeah, I scored, but I need to, like, it's time to get out, it's too late. Ace from Gert van Waller. Shrug of the shoulders from Russia, saying, hey, that was a pretty good serve. Split the gap between the two receivers. Rare moment of joy in this set. Oh, it's another big one. Van Waller. Wowza, maybe a timeout from Russia needed. I think it's just been called. Realising that Van Waller is on flames out there at the moment. Kuka getting bullied 2 points in a row. The first one splitting himself and Volkov. Volkov wanting Kuka to pass that ball as he's the front row spiker at the time. He's trying to release himself up to spike. The second one was just a bullet from Van Waller that caught Kuka high. No worries for Russia though. The good work from Mikhailov is still in the locker as we approach the closing stages, I think, of this semi-final. Or can Belgium get their way back into it? Van Waller, the left-hander. This time goes long, good timeout just to disrupt the rhythm of Van Waller and give him something to think about in the timeout. Take his mind off the serve. Ziegler is back in. The lefty's throwing high fives all around. If we get the pleasure of watching him serve again, he was excellent, wasn't he, when he came on in the first set, serving 2 aces in a row. Don't think we are. Now we're going to watch Volkov instead. Can he finish the game? It'd be very fitting if Volkov could finish the game for Russia here. Nope, the ball goes too long. It's fast, it's well hit. But it's very well watched from the Belgian passing unit. Service error, long, and that is match point for Russia. It's been just a professional job from the Russians throughout in every aspect of the game. Belgium haven't even got going. They haven't got one set. They've got into the 20s as of yet. 3 missed serves in a row. Not an explosive ending. And Avoda serving to keep Belgium in this semi-final. Oh, there's an ace. Struggling, isn't he? The Russian 18. Kluka. 3 in a row that he's struggled to pass into the setter, but surely it's too little, too late for Belgium as Van der Voorde goes again off the net. Kaluka is a target, this time he is on point. He does get a chance to kill the ball when he does pass well. Kaluka seals it for Russia. Emphatic fashion, high fives, all-round fist bumps for the Russians. They win 3-0, and that's a really dominant professional performance that really sends a message to Germany tomorrow. They'll be watching this, the Germans. They have heart, they have desire, that's for sure, Germany, under Andrea Gianni. but surely they're going to have to go up another level to get close to this Russian team. 3-0, 25-14, 25-17, 25-17. Russia qualify for tomorrow's final, and they will play Germany. Belgium will play Serbia. They will battle it out for bronze. Belgium still yet to ever win a set off of Russia in World Volleyball. Russia still not to drop a set in this entire competition. Russian fans are happy. Russian players are happy. And I think everybody's happy with the way that Russia performed there. Some outstanding individual performances. Disappointment on the faces of Belgium. They'll know that they've done amazingly well to get here, but they could have pushed Russia more in certain areas of the game. But when you've got Volkov, number 7, in your picture, scoring points left, right and centre, meaning that Mikhailov is quite quiet, but then he gets a chance to score and he serves 6, 7, 8 in a row. Volvic, Vlasov, Bereshko didn't play the final set, but he was outstanding from the baseline as well throughout. There's just no breaking the Russian team. Outstanding performances all round from the favourites. So we have a look at some statistics. 3-0. More aces from Belgium in that final set, but they fell away when Mikhailov picked the ball up and went on a great service run, didn't they? 14 attacks to 6, 7 errors to 6, 3 blocks to 2, 9 digs from Russia. More blocks, more digs. Key from the Russians. Overall, 41 attacks. Look at the difference there against 26 from Belgium. So many more digs as well. Russia were just ruthless. They oozed class through their passing unit, their blocking, their defense, the way that Grankin ran the ball around offensively from the setting position. Volkov, top scorer. But you always know if Volkov wasn't firing, they can go to Mikhailov and he'll score as well, and Vlasov was exceptional. Rosiel, Van der Voorde was strong in timed glimpses, as was Van Moorle coming off the bench into that opposite position. But there you have it, 3-0 Russia beat Belgium. And they will be playing Germany in tomorrow's final after Gianni's men upset the odds from 2-0 down earlier on this evening to come through and win 15-13. An absolute class. A Germany versus Russia final here at the CV European Championships in Poland. It's going to be a game that you won't want to miss. But from us, from now, it's goodbye from the CV European Championships.